A federal jury in Brooklyn today found NXIVM leader Keith Raniere guilty on all counts.
The jury deliberated less than 5 hours before reaching their verdict. Guilty of racketeering, guilty of conspiracy, wire fraud, and sex trafficking.
Prosecutors said Raniere's self-help group, based in Colony, was more like a cult, and the secret subgroup he formed was comprised of female slaves who were forced to have sex with him and branded with his initials.
Let's go back to Dan Levy outside the courthouse where he's gathering reaction. Dan?
Jim, Benita, good evening. Just moments after that verdict was announced late this afternoon, the large crowd that was inside the courthouse spilled out onto the streets here outside in Brooklyn. And other than Keith Raniere's defense attorneys, the mood out here on the streets of Brooklyn can best be described as jubilant and celebratory. Every single woman who came forward to tell their horror stories to federal authorities over the past many years tonight feels vindication and relief.
Guilty. Guilty on all.
Catherine Oxenberg was elated with the verdict, and she couldn't wait to call her daughter India, who came under the crooked and lurid spell of Keith Raniere and came out on the other side.
You never know if people are going to see through this level of ruse. People have been duped for decades.
Tony Natale was equally delighted, and she credited the prosecution for a job well done.
The job that this team did, this prosecution team, was unbelievable. They gave them everything that they needed to count for each one of those counts. They handed it to them.
U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Richard Donahue, said the verdict in this case proves that Keith Raniere was a modern-day Svengali.
His crimes and the crimes of his co-conspirators ruined marriages, careers, fortunes, and lives.
And defense attorney Mark Agnifilo says Raniere maintains his innocence and he plans an appeal.
What I do hope is I hope that people find peace and solace in the verdict. I really do. I mean, when I say it's an emotional trial, I mean for everyone. I mean, you know, for the lawyers, for the prosecutors, for the people who've gone through this.
It takes a long time to understand Keith. He's not someone who fits in with everyday moral arithmetic, and that takes a lot of energy, of thought, and patience.
Sentencing day for Keith Raniere, September 25th. He faces life in prison. Live at the U.S. Courthouse in Brooklyn, Dan Levy, News Channel 13. Jim and Benita.
Dan, thank you.